Good morning, welcome to Morning Outlook. This is Kim speaking on Thursday, the 15th of August. So let's get on and look at these markets. Firstly, let's look at the news events that have just occurred. Actually, we'll just look at yesterday afternoon's there. The US inflation came in slightly less than expected. That takes the heat off of holding rates longer, so puts us into the point where the US rates could start dropping a little bit quicker, maybe more regularly, more importantly. Looking at this morning then, the Australian data coming out here, employment change very positive there, more than double expectation. Okay, the unemployment rate's increased by 0.1 by a tick. It's not really too much at all there really. And aside of that, that's pretty much it for this morning. So we've got a French and Italian bank holiday today. It shouldn't affect the euro too much at all. We've got core retail sales for the US later. That can give some a bit of volatility, so we'll be watching out for that this afternoon. Once again, a 1:30 bit of news. Not as hard hitting as some of the other data, but as we go through the different cycles within the numbers, these numbers become more important again, particularly if we start seeing a slowdown on the economy. Right, okay, let's get on and look at the technicals, and we'll start off with the euro dollar as ever. So yesterday pitched up high, took out the highs. This has gone well into we need to go into the weekly data to go back and see where this when this last sort of ran into these sort of numbers. It's last October. We were sitting there, it was December, beg your pardon. We were sitting only slightly higher, not too much higher, at 1137. So we're starting to push up now. It's getting into a neater bit of a trend here, but short term coming off. I'm just looking at the 60-minute. This is, for me, the way this is running, it's too bullish to really want to be shorting it. If it had been in a bigger trend and coming back to this pivot, I'm much more keen to be shorting it down to its S1, but really here waiting for it to get back above its pivot, see if we can get something more to the upside there. Morning. Okay, so the pound. Still, what's going on with the pound here? It's all gone a bit. Don't want all this. Turn that off. That's it. Right, the pound. Strange that was. Okay, so I'm looking at a weekly basis here. Let's get it back to a daily. And yesterday, in fact, the pound ended up quite weak yesterday relative. It's catching a bit of a bid at the moment. Similar picture. We've got a sort of flag that may have been there-ish. Well, it's not a decent flag. It's a mess when you look at it on the lower time frames, and it remains a bit of a mess here. Very undecided market here, very choppy yesterday. Maybe it'll clean its act up today. I mean, it had been running for some of the days quite nicely, and then we just sort of consolidation chop. Probably to be expected. The data came out less than expected yesterday. Well, we'll see what happens today, but it's a bit choppy, a bit of the unknown there at the moment. Don't really have an if and or on that one. The US dollar yen, well, continue to consolidate around this little phase here. Not a clear direction there, is there, in terms of where it's going from. It's looking this week. It's pretty much run up, down, and is really tightening up into its a tighter range, which normally means that it's got about a 50-50 of going either way, and very messy bars yesterday, so nothing tradable on that for me. Aussie dollar, now we should start seeing something that's a little bit more positive. The Aussie, just like the pound yesterday, actually it just ended up a downward day, but it's picked up again this morning at the moment. Nice bounce back to its 4-hourly 50 area. Solid data there on the employment numbers, pushing through, and well, I say looking more positive. It's done such a range already, but the potential it runs through its R1 to push back, test the highs, etc. Not a lot of movement to be had really, or likely. Now Canadian dollar. Trailing stopped me out this yesterday. It would have stopped me out big time otherwise for the full size, but yet it still did what I wanted it to do. Maybe well, it was a tight stop, to be fair. Maybe just too tight, the original stop. But once again though, this is coming back off, looking like it could be on for yesterday's lows there. Certainly the S1 at the moment is still in this sort of downtrend. Not a lot of meat on the bone here at the moment though, if you're sort of trying to get into this, put a proper stop on it. It's not such a nice clean target. All I was looking for is the break into the pivot yesterday with the move back down to the downside, but that news would have brought it up, stopped me out completely on that. But anyway, it's the right idea. Just the news didn't help there. Anyway, we'll see what comes for this really, but I haven't got an immediate clean trade set up there. New Zealand dollar, well, like the Aussie, etc. It came off in the end yesterday, but finding support there into its monthly pivot. Not looking the strongest though. That was a solid old down day. Yesterday, consolidation. Well, that's that cut of interest rates, of course, wasn't it? Not really wanting to recover too much. In fact, if it got back to its daily pivot there, I'd be looking potentially to short it. Weird, these markets, they're not showing me a great deal at the moment, but we do seem to. Yeah, well, yesterday, as I say, the CAD did set and go. We are seeing some movement, but it's sort of some of these setups are taking a while to happen. Just looking through the Swiss. The Swiss is just too choppy for me at the moment. At least the Euro pound. Let's just have a look across some of the usual suspects. Euro CAD often sets up quite nicely. Right, okay. It was pushing back up there. Ball flaggy, sitting on the 4-hourly. Again, this is a bit like the euro dollar, isn't it? I mean, whether you trade the euro dollar as opposed to this, it might be better. It's a similar pattern. If you just look, often you see in these. Here goes the euro dollar. It's very similar. The only thing is, it's a little bit more positive against the dollar here, and it might just push up there. So when you're looking at these cross pairs, they're good. The spreads are often wider, so you've got to take that into account. And often if the pattern's the same as it is against the dollar, you've got to question, well, why not trade it against the dollar? If, for example, on the euro, if the dollar just stayed as a bit of a, or started moving, but the other currencies were moving and not really, the euro not really pushing up any stronger than the CAD, you sat there all day long in a market that's not going to move so well. But we'll see what develops here. If there was weak news on the CAD, well, of course that would make more sense. But I think at the moment euro dollar might be just a better one. And you see even here the spread is 1.6 versus same sort of price action, well, slightly better if anything, with a spread of 0.3 is cheaper to trade this if you're convinced it's moving up. Anyway, let's get away from that. Wasn't meant as a training session. Gold, it's more analysis, but gold yesterday it sort of pinged higher into the previous highs there. It's struggling a little bit, but the price is pushing up again, and the more it holds up here the better, although it doesn't look so nice on the lower time frames here, the 4-hourly time frame. They always say the bulls climb the stairs and the bears jump out the window, and well, they certainly jumped out the window yesterday, but we'll see if we can get back up there. But this to me looks like I mean, it was looking like it on the 4-hourly, but it looks bear flaggish, and it looks, if anything, that it could, if it was to start rolling over here, it could be a bit more of a correction on the shorter time frame, I would say. The bigger picture, this is just too strong where it sits, and the risk is really to the upside. Western Texas, if you're trading oil, came off yesterday and continued. Now let's see, this is sort of doing this what I'm looking at gold, but this is more advanced in the pattern. So there was the flaggy sort of pattern that we were seeing, or are seeing on gold at the moment, but here it's just broken down for now. It was getting a bit of ahead of itself, running into the $80 mark on here, although it would probably be 81 on some others and 79 on others, but around that $80 point. But softened up here at the moment, just consolidating. The best moves generally come later morning into the afternoon, is the where I really want to be short in these markets or trading these markets. Does just look to me on the bigger scale of things just still quite short. S&Ps continued their little ride to the upside yesterday. Was struggling to get past that daily 50 at the moment, but again, I just don't want to be against these at the moment. The way they're going slowly. It's the ball climbing the stairs, just very, very slowly. You could almost miss it, the way it's sort of flatlining for such a long time and then just getting a blip. It's not the most positive move to the upside. The tech stocks, the Nasdaq, same picture basically. You're seeing these markets are very correlated at the moment. Dow slightly more bullish yesterday and potentially a bit more bullish this morning, so the Dow seems to be the stronger of those three. The DAX, this was showing the same pattern yesterday and it's showing the same pattern today, so same old correlation. There's nothing there that's really shaking the markets here, and as I was going to say this before I looked at it, a bit more like the Dow, the FTSE, and there you go, it's continuing to push to the upside there, positive. A little gap down by the looks of things on the short time. There we go, but pushing up, bullish engulfing hourly here, looks positive to start the day. Right, that's pretty much it for me. Not a lot else to look at, as I haven't looked at it for a long time, and I should just keep an eye on Bitcoin, just see what's happening there. Not a lot by the looks of things. Yeah, it's struggling, isn't it? Around its well, it got back to its 62,000 area, dropping back and looking softish at the moment. But although it's got a bit of a channel going on potentially there, a bit of a sideward channel, could hang it, could hold it. It's near its prior lows here. So anyway, I just thought I'd have a quick look just to see what it's up to, but not a lot is the answer there. Right, I wish you a good day's trading. There's not a great deal this morning at the moment. I should be going through the rest of the cross pairs to see if there's any better setups, but otherwise it'll be another quiet summer's day. Have a good one. Bye for now.